And we're live. Roll up, everybody. One man went to mill. Gather, come join. One man went to mill. It is that time of the day again. Gather, come join. One man went to mill. Buhari has been a bad boy. You know the routine. Say hello as you are coming in. Let's get to know each other. One man went to mill. Matters arising or matters pertaining to Nigeria. We gather to discuss usually around about this time every day. So nothing's changed. 10:30 p.m. One man went to mill. So click here. Click on the hyperlink. If you want to come join me on the screen. If you want to join me on the screen. There we are. Click on the hyperlink if you do want to come join me on the screen. All matters pertaining to Nigeria. Different and several matters to discuss. So we're speaking to the evergreen pastor or Father Mbaka narrative. So we're speaking to that. NNAMDI Kanu has written a letter to the American president. We're speaking to that. And what is his name? The short little man in Kaduna State. It continues to posture and bluster. So we'll see what that is all about. So this is what is going to happen today. But then, of course, as you all know, the conversation takes on a life of its own. So that's almost certainly about to happen at some point in time. So gather, come join. One man went to mow. Hello, Shakara. Nice to see you. So come join, gather. One man went to mow. So I'm going to pin the hyperlink to the top of the page just so it is easily reachable for whoever chooses to come join. So just bear with me one moment whilst to do that. So just bear with me. This is just a bit of a housekeeping. So just a bit of housekeeping before we press on. Okay, so let's go straight to the what is his name? To the Rufai narrative. He, as I said, it continues to posture and peacock in the media space, of course, because the country, by their reckoning, belongs to them. At least at the moment, as guys, I bring you this. A Fulani person will always seek revenge for injustice. A headline attributed to Rufai. So that sounds like a threat to me, and this is not the first time that this chap has said this. So this is sending a dog whistle to his own people to continue to pillet them and pelt at them, and to sound that echo of foreboding and fear in the hearts of the people that he's looking to intimidate. That is all loaded into this headline, as again, a Fulani person will always seek revenge for injustice, a headline attributed to the short little man in Kaduna State. So now let's now see what Mini-Me has to say. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has said Fulani people will always take revenge whenever they suffer injustice. The governor also said they do not argue with punishment meted out to them whenever they are justly convicted of a crime. So this is what he is trying to argue with us, that they are equitable and balanced people. He continues, El-Rufai said this on Thursday during a webinar by the African Leadership Group with the theme, Developing a Viable Nation 2, hosted by Pastor of Trinity House Church, Ita Igodalo. The governor noted this when he was asked to explain his tweet in 2012, wherein he said, anyone, soldier or not, that kills the Fulani takes a loan repayable one day, no matter how long it takes. So he has made this threat, of course, and this threat continues to echo within people. El-Rufai had been asked why he made the comment, and if the Igbos should be vindicated to take revenge on other Nigerians that killed them during the Biafran War. In its response, the governor said, if a Fulani man dies in war, it is different. If a Fulani man is arrested by the authorities and convicted, it is not an issue. What the Fulani will never forget is when he is innocently targeted and killed and the authorities do nothing. He will never forget and he will come back for revenge. This is it. So it is better to understand the context given to the context of what I tweeted, which had to do with an issue in Plateau State in 2012. I hope you get the context. It is not that the Fulanis will never forget. Anyone that goes through pain and sorrow either forgets or doesn't forget. But when it is extrajudicial, when it is extra official, the attitude is completely different. This is the context in which Fulanis never forget. It is not in every context. As I said, I lost relations during the war. It doesn't mean I still hold a grudge. We have to move past that. So this is El Rufai trying to rewrite his own words, which of course he used as a weapon against the opposition and especially the Easterners in that build-up to that 2015 elections especially. But there, of course, there he is now trying to rewrite history. So, so that's that. So we go on to the next narrative, which is NNAMDI Kanu's open letter to Joe Biden, the American president. So I haven't seen this either. I just saw the headline, and so we're going through this together for the first time. NNAMDI Kanu writes open letter to President Joe Biden. So that is the short and to the point headline. So let's just get straight away to the details of it. Honorable Joe Biden, Honorable Joe Biden, President, United States of America, the White House, Washington, D.C. Request for United States military assistance by President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria. So he is writing in response to Buhari asking for the Americans to come and take a position with regards to the goings on within the Nigerian space. So an open letter, of course, is not essentially addressed to anybody. It's just written and made public in the hope that whoever it's been addressed to will become aware of it. Dear Mr. President, we, the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, applaud your election as President of the United States, the most powerful office in the history of the world. We salute your adept and muscular discharge of presidential duties during your tenure in the White House. Mr. President, as you consider Buhari's request for military assistance to Nigeria, we respectfully urge you to also consider the following. Number one, President Buhari has made Nigeria the most dangerous country in the world for Christians, Jews, and Nigeria's indigenous people, particularly those of the former Republic of Biafra. Hundreds of thousands are routinely plundered, tortured, and killed with impunity by Nigerian security forces controlled and populated by Buhari's Fulani's Islamic tribesmen, often in collaboration with Fulani headsmen, Islamic terrorist group that has been internationally branded the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the world. These atrocities have been confirmed and published by the United States Department, State Department in its various human rights report on Nigeria by Amnesty International and other credible bodies. The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom has recommended listing Nigeria as a country of concern because of its religious oppression. United States sales or transfer of weapons to Nigeria to fight Boko Haram are diverted to killing and terrorizing Christians and Jews. So I don't know quite why it's adding Jews, because I don't really think we have a Jewish population in Nigeria. But then, of course, the Jewish lobby in the United States is what is throwing this dog whistle too. So it continues. The Nigerian army, which leadership is Fulani and Islamic, is complicit in these illicit transfers. Number two, President Buhari is promoting radical Islam in a secular Nigeria. He has endorsed Sharia law in 12 northern Nigerian states. He has treated Boko Haram with kid gloves, releasing from detentions hundreds arrested by various administrations. He recruited them into the Nigerian army and offered generous foreign scholarships to hundreds of them. He has appointed radical Muslims to head every security agency in Nigeria, including Sheikh Issa Pantami, whose professed support for Al-Qaeda and Taliban was widely published recently. Yet, Mr. Buhari has refused to sack him from his sensitive position as Minister of Communications overseeing the biometric data of Nigerians. By defending Sheikh Pantami, Mr. Buhari is seemingly aligning with Mr. Pantami's terrorist sympathies. Mr. Buhari is a strong ally of Islamic Republic of Iran and China. So that is a total lie, of course, to say that Buhari is a strong ally of Iran. So I'll just read that again. Mr. Buhari is a strong ally of the Islamic Republic of Iran and China. So Buhari is a Sunni Muslim, and the Shiites, the Iranians are Shiite Muslims. So direct conflict, eternal conflicts between the two strands of that religion. So and Buhari, by the way, is considered to be a senior Muslim by the Saudis. It's the 7th most influential Muslim by virtue of being president of Nigeria and Muslim, because of course then he presides over a large Muslim population. So it's a Shiite Muslim, so I don't really see how that holds. But then again, that is in their letter. I think this is just a dog whistle to all of the phobias and anxieties in the United States. So claiming that they're anti-Jew and pro-Iran, of course, is really the message that is being gotten across here. Mr. Buhari is a strong ally of the Islamic Republic of Iran and China, and he has generally pursued policies that put Nigeria at odds with the United States national interest since you came into office. So I'm not quite sure how long this letter thinks Joe Biden has been in office, but it hasn't been that long. Number 3, President Buhari is conducting a genocidal campaign against tens of millions of Christians and Jews, particularly those indigenous to the former Republic of Biafra. These include mass killings, torture, and the destruction of Christian schools, churches, and Jewish synagogues. He has arbitrarily branded and terrorized the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a non-violent group pursuing the independence of the former Republic of Biafra. Mr. Buhari's draconian measures were geared to retaliating against peaceful demonstrations favoring the restoration of Biafra's independence that was cruelly extinguished by a genocidal military campaign Buhari partly led between 1967 and 1970. He has concocted treason charges against IPOB leader NNAMDI Kanu to crush Biafran self-determination, despite the fact that self-determination is legal under Nigeria's law. Mr. Buhari's demonic rule is convulsing Nigeria and creating new safe havens for radical Islamic terrorists that pose potent threats to U.S. interest from the Sahel to the Gulf of Guinea. So on and on it goes. It still goes on for a few more paragraphs. Let me just give you the full gist of it. So prayers, so this is what they're asking now. So this is what the letter is intended to achieve. So these are the prayers. 1, we respectfully suggest you consider, amongst other things, denying weapons sales or transfer to Nigeria under the Leahy Amendment, listing Nigeria's complicity in persecuting Christians and Jews under the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act. Number 2, we respectfully urge Mr. President to invoke particularly Section 620M of the Foreign Assistance Act of, so it goes on to quote the relevant American statute, which prohibits the furnishing of assistance authorized by the FAA and the Arms Export Control Act to any foreign security force, where there is a credible information that the unit has committed gross violation of human rights. So in conclusion, We state categorically that the national interest of the United States lies in protecting Christians and Jews in Nigeria, defeating radical Islam, and preventing instability in West Africa, which will altogether be enhanced by a US-led diplomatic pressure on the Nigerian government to, as a matter of urgency, agree to a United Nations supervised referendum on Biafran independence. We wish you and your family many wonderful years in the White House. Sincerely, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, an open letter to Biafra, but then of course, what will be the response to this? So greetings, Ernest. Greetings, Rennie Eben. So that is essentially the gist of that. So now we go on to the Father Mbaka narrative. Father Mbaka, of course, now a permanent war with virtually everybody, having been exposed as a dollar-loving preacher man. It looks as though he's been excommunicated from the Catholic Church as well, by my reckoning. I don't know that for a fact, but there's been mutterings of punitive measures being taken by the Catholic measure against this, by the Catholic Church rather, against this dollar-loving preacher man. So we go to his headline, My Grouse with Enugu Diocese Bishop. So this is Father Mbaka responding to a suspension. So it looks as though he has now been suspended. So again, the headline, My Grouse with Enugu Diocese Bishop, headline attributed to Father Mbaka. So now let's find out why the preacher man was suspended. The spiritual leader of the Catholic Adoration Ministry in Enugu State, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, has narrated what transpired when he was invited by the Enugu Catholic Bishop, Most Reverend Kalastos Onoga. Mr. Mbaka stated that his grouse with Onoga was that the bishop did not call him one-on-one, but held a meeting where other participants were bragging that they would deal with Mbaka and the adoration, and that the adoration ministry should be closed down. So open warfare now in Enugu Catholicism with this guy, of course, being the arrowhead. Now, Mbaka added that he had thought that his meeting with the Enugu Catholic bishop was a meeting of father and son. There had been uproar on Wednesday when the adoration ministry leader disappeared for about 24 hours, which fueled protest in Enugu before he later resurfaced and addressed his supporters. Correspondents had on Thursday reported that Mbaka was suspended for 1 month after the violent protest erupted. A source had stated that Mbaka was suspended for inciting his congregation to lead a protest and vandalizing the residence of Enugu Catholic Bishop, Most Reverend Kalastos Onoga. Narrating his ordeal after he rejoined his followers late on Thursday, Mbaka said, I never disobeyed the church. People are busily misquoting me. They are doing everything to close this ministry, but by the grace of God, they cannot do anything. I don't know what happened in the background and what led to this, but what I understand was after meeting with a team of consultants, I won't begin to tell you who said this and that, but the bishop asked me to stay out of the adoration grounds for 30 days and to be silent for 30 days. The only thing I am not happy with is that the bishop wanted it to be secret. He should have called me one-on-one. Did you know that before I reached the bishop's house, the meeting's conclusions had already been reviewed, and I came in there with the hope that the meeting was to be held. Those who were there had already bragged that this is the time they will show Mbaka that adoration has been closed down, that Mbaka will not come here again. It is so painful, and I did not understand it because I thought it was a meeting of father and son. Meanwhile, Bishop Onoga has asked all parishes, chaplains, and religious houses in the diocese to pray for atonement and reparation of violent protesters who destroyed the bishop's court and part of the Holy Ghost diocese, Cathedral in Enugu on Wednesday. So convoluted and complex as always, the protesters were suspected followers of Mbaka, who unleashed violence on the Catholic structures whilst searching for their leader, who was allegedly detained by the diocese at the instance of Onoga's summons on Tuesday. So that is just the back and forth of the goings on in those quarters. So it never ending story, of course. In those quarters, it's just a battle royale all the time. So that has been the goings on. Let me see. So I'm just having a look through. I'm just having a look through to see what other stories can be presented before I seek to round off. So, yeah, let me just, oh, okay. Well, so those have been the stories. So I will just round it off here. So the narration has been El Rufai speaking to the Fulani's penchant for seeking revenge. So that is one of the stories that I was looking to discuss. And then the other narrative was actually, I was going to bring you this one, which is the high rate of STD in the South, but I cannot be bothered with that one. And then, of course, the open letter written by Kanu to the American president, and then Father Mbaka's never-ending story of his love for dollars and that usual goings on. So that has been the session. Nobody's wanting to come on screen and discuss it. So, well, we leave it there. Carry the conversation on in the comment section, but here I say peace.